Hi everybody, it's Carly from the Grand Rapids Children's Museum, and today we are going to be making gratitude cards. The word gratitude is similar to the word thankful. If somebody helps you do something, it's always nice to thank them for being kind and helpful. So today we are going to be making cards that say thanks. For supplies, you'll need paper. I've already got mine. It's a rectangle folded in half, but you could make any shape and you could use any colored paper you want as well. I've got a nice blue one here, and maybe I'll cut it into a heart instead of being in a square shape. Cards can be any shape you want, but typically they do fold in half. They don't always, but typically they've got to fold right down the middle. All right, so you got your paper. I've got some markers here for writing my note on the inside. I have some watercolor paint, which means I also need a paintbrush right here. And then I've got a bucket of water so I can dip my paintbrush as well. I've got the scissors I already used to cut that heart shape out. And finally, I've got some masking tape. You could just do an original kind of standard card if you want and just decorate it with markers, but I thought today I would show you kind of an interesting way that you could decorate your card. Try something new. I've got an example here and then I'll walk you through how I did it, but it's kind of like a mosaic paint option, and I use the masking tape, so wherever you put your masking tape will stay white, and then wherever you put the watercolor paint will be colorful. So let's go ahead and make one together today. I've got my masking tape here. You could use any type of tape you want. I suggest masking tape though, because it makes sure the water stays off the paper underneath. And you're just gonna take various sizes of this tape and you can just go ahead and stick it right across your sheet of paper. So maybe I'll do a long one right across the top. You don't want to press down too hard because you don't want the tape to stick too well to your paper and run the risk of ripping it when you take it off. So press down lightly, but make sure the edges are nice and stuck so the water doesn't get underneath the tape there. And I'm just taking more pieces and randomly putting them there. Maybe I'll make some shapes. I have a triangle here. Maybe I'll do a square as well. And don't forget, anywhere where you have tape will be left with the original color of your paper. So for me, wherever my masking tape is, I'm going to have white behind that won't have paint on it. All right, that looks good to me. I've got a couple squares, a couple triangles, and a couple of oddball shapes. I'll show you what that looks like so far. And here comes the fun part. You're gonna use your paint. I'm using watercolors today, but you could use a different type of paint if you'd like. You could use colored pencils even to fill in these shapes. So I'm gonna take my paintbrush, and I think today I'm only going to use maybe primary colors, which are red and yellow and blue. And you're just gonna dip your paintbrush in your water, and then you can go right for your watercolor paint, and you're gonna paint in between where all of your Scotch tape or your masking tape is. So you're going to be painting the paper in all of those spots that are exposed. So I'm starting with red and I'm just filling in some random shapes on here. And in between colors, don't forget to dunk your paintbrush. I'm going to move on, maybe I'll do yellow next. Yellow kind of shows up light in watercolors, but that's okay. Perfect. Got my yellow shapes filled in. And now I'm going to go ahead and dunk it again. And now we're going to do blue. Continue to fill in those pieces of paper in between the tape. As you're making your card, you can think about who you want to send your thank you to. Maybe you want to thank a friend, or maybe you want to thank mom and dad for making you a really delicious lunch, Maybe you want to send a note to your teacher and say thank you or that you miss them. So think about who you want to send a thank you note to. So I've got my blue and my red and my yellow. Maybe I'll do one mixture. Don't hesitate to mix your colors together too to make new colors. I'm gonna mix I think I'll mix my yellow and my blue. So I put my yellow on first, and I'm gonna dunk it in the water, and then I'm gonna take some more blue paint and put it right on top, and it's gonna give me a green color. So yellow and blue together are going to make green. All right, I think I've filled in all my shapes here. Take a look. Oh, maybe I'll do one more. I've got a lot of red. So I'll put some blue on top of my red too. I put blue on top of yellow to make green. Now I'm gonna put blue on top of red, and it's gonna give me a purple color. Awesome. All right. Got those all filled in there, and now you're just gonna go ahead and carefully remove all your tape. You could wait for this to dry. It might be the better bet. Wait for it to dry a little bit before peeling these off. Be careful not to rip your paper or your card. But once you take all of these off, it should give you a really nice little design here for you to write a thank you card. Perfect. Can't wait to see what you come up with. Thanks for joining me today. I'll see you next time.